This city makes a promise with us. It doesn't matter where you or your parents came from. What matters is how far you want to go.
He came to this country at 5 years old without knowing a word of English. But his parents did, and that word was opportunity. The chance to work, to strive, to make a life that would create even greater opportunities for the children. Because to millions of immigrants like them, that was America.
My dad named me after JFK, John. If you don't believe me, ask my brothers Robert and Edward.
But while opportunity was offered, achievement was earned.
My mom worked for a long time in a garment factory. And when I was 7, I got my first job working in the same garment factory. And I learned firsthand why they call the place a sweatshop.
As a boy, John went to public schools, so maybe it's not all that surprising that as a man, he went into public service. His own council member had denigrated Asians as rude merchants, illegal aliens, and criminal smugglers, so John ran against her until he won. As a city councilman, John worked to stop bullying in schools, something he'd endured as a boy. Saved the city millions by discovering the MTA was keeping 2 sets of books, and dedicated himself to the notion that a great city has a great responsibility to make sure no one gets left out, that the desires of a few never override the needs of the many. He's kept that promise as New York City Comptroller, clawing back hundreds of millions from the overbilled and grossly mismanaged city time and 911 emergency system contracts, and putting it where it's needed.
Every dollar does something, so every saving means something. And during my tenure as city comptroller, I'm proud that we've produced more than $3 billion in cost savings. That money goes to schools, it goes to libraries, to hospitals, to senior centers, to you.
But that's not enough. John has this crazy notion that a fair shot starts with a fair wage, and he intends to do something about it.
There are hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers who work but still live in poverty. If we're serious about narrowing the wealth gap, we need to have the courage to pay all New Yorkers a livable minimum wage.
Of course, when you go after the rich and powerful, they're going to go after you. But that's okay. John Liu grew up as an immigrant son searching for a better life. He spent years working for a better city, and he will keep fighting for a better future.